The euro is struggling at resistance today, so is that it for this rally, or do bulls have more in store? That's what we're talking about in today's video. I've got updates on the DXY, the euro, and also the pound. So my name is Justin Bennett, full-time trader and founder of Daily Price Action. As always, all of this is my opinion only and not financial advice. So let's start here with the DXY. I'm going to start back here with the US dollar index, simply because this is my preferred market when I go to trade the euro or the pound, or really any major currency pair out there, because this tells me what is happening cumulatively across the markets with the US dollar. So right now you can see where the DXY is bouncing right here from 98.56. Now, if you guys have seen recent videos, what I said was to watch for this area down here below this low, okay, down here into 98.5. If you've seen recent videos, I've said 98.5 many times. Today's low so far on Thursday here is 98.56. Okay, so what I said in yesterday's video was that I was looking for basically a sweep of this low right over here. So if we take a look at this low, right, you can see that below this, we did have this imbalance from back here. So what I was looking for was for the market to come down here and mitigate this, at least partially. And then this was going to be the support area I was watching. So far, what you can see here on Thursday is we saw the market sweep into that area with this long lower wick. And so far, we are getting a decent bounce here from the DXY. Now, with that said, it does not mean that the bottom is in, because what you'll notice is that from this channel that the DXY was trading in all year long, we have lost support. Okay, so we failed to test resistance up here. We've now lost this support area. So this is by no means saying that the bottom is in for the DXY. Bulls have a lot of work to do here if they are going to put in a more significant bottom down here, starting with coming up here and closing back within this consolidation, closing back above 100, etc. Okay, so I want to be clear there, guys, that this does not mean that the bottom is in. However, a local bottom, possibly, to come up here into this inefficiency is certainly doable here over the coming 24 hours. Okay, so when we look at this on a lower time frame, like if I go to a 15-minute time frame, you can see where this is the reversal here, right? So we got the BOS here on the 15-minute breakup structure to the downside. We now have the close above this high over here. So this is starting to look like a local bottom for the US dollar, right? And again, you can see the inefficiencies back here for this market. All of this back here is just one massive imbalance here from that sell-off. Okay, so I do kind of think that looking at this chart, that a move back here into this pocket could be in store as long as the market holds on to this. Now, there are still a couple hours left in today's session, so keep that in mind, that if we were to come down here and just close below this, then that would start to look more bearish. Same thing on Friday. If we were to come down here, close below here on Friday, then that starts to look more bearish for a continuation down here toward the lows. But as long as we're holding on to this, looking like this here, this candle on Thursday, as it does kind of look like we could snap back on Friday, back here toward this area. Okay, so let's move along now with that in mind and take a look at the euro. Now, if you guys want to use the broker that I trust the most, check out IC Markets, the link right here below the video. That is going to give you a link to a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. Plus, they are going to give you 50% deposit bonuses up to $25,000. On top of that, if you deposit $10,000 or more in your account, I will grant you lifetime access to our Discord group, which also includes the full SMC course. So check out that link below the video. If you don't see it there, see the description of this video. All right, so euro, we have the market breaking this ascending channel very similar to the DXY. So all year long, we have seen this right here from the euro. Now you can see resistance back here at the top of this channel. You can see resistance through here. We did break out. This was a confluence of support down here based on that descending channel. Also this ascending channel back here that we also discussed. So guys, here's the bottom line. If you are going to get bullish on a market like this with this kind of move, you want to get bullish down here. Okay. You don't want to be getting bullish up here. You don't want to be chasing the market into resistance, because that is exactly what we were seeing here on Thursday. So this red box is the same one that I pointed out on Wednesday. And the reason for that is you can see back here during this drop, this was a lot of displacement back here. We had a lot of inefficiencies that built up, and you can see where we are mitigating that at least partially here on Thursday. So for the euro going forward, what is going to come down to is staying above this high back here. Okay, so in order to stay constructive here in the short term, you would want to see the market, if it is going to pull back, you would want to see the market stay above this area around 116.20, right? Not that if we were to close back below here, guys, I want to be clear. If we were to close back below here, it doesn't mean that this rally is over. However, in the short term, this area back here around 116.20, this high 116.20 is going to be new support for this market, with again, resistance being between 117 and 117.50. Okay, now one thing I do want to show you here on the euro that's new, that I have not talked about before, is looking at this chart. Okay, so you can see where we are getting lower highs and lower lows since this high back here in late January. So one thing I'm watching for this market, if we just take a simple trend line here off of this high right back here. Okay, so I'm going to snap it right here to this high, and this is June 2025. So if I draw this trend line down here across the lows, there is no question that this is a valid trend line. In fact, it's a very clean trend line. Okay, so high back here, all these lows through here, you can see closing price, same thing here, all these lows, this low here, and this one here. Now, on the surface, this does look bullish. Okay, now you could take this and you could say, okay, well, this looks like a falling wedge, right? The market broke out from this and this looks bullish, and it very well could be, guys. However, one thing to keep in mind here too is that if I take this level and I drag this up, okay, now the key here is that we are on the weekly time frame. So this, even though you might look at this wick back here and say that that's invalid, this right here is the same thing as this, right? When you're talking about key levels on a high time frame like this up here does not really matter. This down here does not matter. What matters is where the market closes. And what you'll notice is that it closed well below here. Okay, so it also served as resistance on this candle. So the bottom line here is I'm going to tell you, be careful of this area up here around 117 to 117.50, the same resistance area that I've talked about. And another reason for that too is you look at this. We did close below this low, okay? So we closed below this low over here, right? And that is significant because it means this high up here is your protected high. Now on the daily time frame, we've also talked about this a lot, but on the daily chart, this high over here, we closed above this high, giving us a BOS, and we've had a change of character now on the higher time frames for basically all of 2026. Okay, even going back to late 2025. So the bottom line here is that if you look at this high right back here, down here to the low, notice where OTE comes in. Okay, this is the darker area. So this area right here, this is optimal trade entry, meaning that a lot of times when you get a market pulling back within a trend like this, because keep in mind, this is technically a downtrend, this area right here tends to serve as resistance. You tend to see sellers come out and defend this area. Okay, so the point here is just keep a very close eye on about 117.50 going into Friday, even next week. I'm not saying that we will get a reversal from there, but that is likely to be a spot that sellers are looking to defend. Now, lastly, let's take a look here at the pound. So if we look at the daily time frame, we've talked about this before as well, but this trend line here, we did break out from this. And so far, guys, there's really nothing to be bearish about. We are seeing the market continue higher. It looks a lot more bullish than the euro right now. And like I mentioned in Wednesday's video, these highs back here, this is going to be resistance. You can see a little bit of selling pressure here on Thursday, but nothing really too material so far. If we take a look at the 15-minute time frame, you can see that really this is just a pullback, right? This looks a lot more constructive than the euro. Again, you can see the market's just kind of coiling here for possibly the next push higher, right? Finding support back here at these highs, okay? So this does look a lot more bullish in the short term than the euro does, but the same thing applies here too. Like I said on Wednesday, keep an eye on the top of this early stage channel, okay? A lot of traders don't do this, but you'll be amazed at how often this will save you. This area up here, right around 1.37, that is going to be the resistance area to watch on Friday as we head into next week. So that's it for today's video. If it helped, be sure to keep it locked in here, subscribe to the channel. Also check out the link right here on the screen. That is going to be a link for a free SMC strategy. It's the exact same one that I use every single week. It's completely free. Click the link, enter your name and email address. You will be given completely free access. So trade well out there. I will talk to you again in the SMC Outlook video.